He's so smooth and it's just unbelievable.
That's just so nice.
Everything I spit rare, we sound in that great area podcast. They talk about hip hop all the way in the UK, so they gon' get props. Ooh, let me catch it once again. Every time I'm spitting,
Should we get cracking? Should we just go for it? Yeah?
I feel like it's a casual recording.
Yeah. I think it's worth saying to the listeners though, because they will probably, the way we've released our episodes over the last few months, they've probably had no idea of this, but this is the first time we've all recorded together since March, apart from the Kendrick review. This is the first time since March that we've all sat down on Zoom and recorded an episode.
Yeah, man.
Which is my bad, because I took a break. But I had
they don't know. That's the thing. They don't know how we struggle. They heard 2 episodes of all 3 of us, like, and they said, "Oh yeah, that's normal, that's fine." But like deep down, they don't know how the edit saved us from. I'm sorry. I wish we did video. Theo's trying to murder flies right now. That's what he's on. But yeah, we struggled without you, but now you're back, and we're back with something a little bit new, a little bit different, and in typical Sean fashion, he's going to tell you guys what it is.
Yeah, well, because we've missed so many albums and whatnot, and we've not really had a chance to do our usual reviews, we thought it would be best to do a bit of a recap over the last couple of months or so, particularly August, because there's been quite a few drops. But we'll cover some others throughout July and even as far back as June. But I think a good place to start really is, you know, this time last year we were kind of coming off the back of a really stacked summer. Loads and loads of drops. It seemed like every week there was almost like at least 2 major releases, and we released a load of reviews around that time. Do we think since sort of May time there's been a bit of a drought at all, or would you say that there have been sort of a considerable amount of top releases so far? This summer, I mean.
I think right now the thing that we're forgetting that's different than the last 2 years, like 2020 and 2021, is people can tour now. Like everybody's back out on the road, like in full effect. There's none of this like, oh, will they, won't they? Oh, I can only tour in my country type stuff. People are like doing world tours. So people are living, you know, and I think it's just the normal flow of music, but we haven't been used to it because of the last 2 years of all this music coming out where people have been, you know, kind of backlogged, not knowing when to drop. And then last year, everybody kind of put their finger on the trigger and was just firing out music, except for he who shall not be named, or, you know, Kendrick, realistically. He was the last one to drop out of the big majors. So I don't think we are in a drought. I think it's just the cycle of music had to shift a bit, and all of that kind of backlog came out last year. Kendrick was doing whatever he was doing and making sure his COVID-19 references were PC or not cancelable. Then he dropped, because we've had all of the GOATs, not including Drake, but we'll get to that. We've had all of the GOATs drop in the last, from now, about 18 months, 12 months. We had Kendrick, we had Cole, we had Tyler, we had Vince, we had, all these people. I'm not saying Vince is a GOAT, but, all the people that are of interest right now, all the big artists have dropped. Some of them dropped twice. Only Vince, but,
I feel like Sean's implying, though, that certain artists might be holding back, or like...
Yeah. Kind of.
Is Freddie Gibbs on the tip of your tongue? Is that what you want to say?
Freddie Gibbs is on the tip of... No, he is on the tongue. He should have dropped ages ago. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, but he's one chain lighter. That's the problem.
I don't think the Freddie delays... I don't think the Freddie delays connected to what I'm implying. I think, Kieran, you might have already guessed it, but I guess what I'm implying is that since Kendrick dropped, it feels like maybe some people have held back, or like they want to continue writing, because I think he set a bar this year. And although there's been 2, maybe 3 other albums over the past 2 or 3 months that I would consider to be, sort of contenders for that album of the year spot and whatnot, I think the levels have been set. And I get the impression that some other artists, especially the bigger names, sort of more his competitors, are a bit hesitant to drop what they had, because it may not be received as well. Do you get what I mean?
Who are his competitors? Name them. Name and shame them.
I'm just talking about people of his generation.
Yeah, I want to hear
J. Cole.
Yeah. Cole would be one, but then we don't know if he's got anything lined up. We know there's It's a Boy and there's the Fall Off and all that, but whether that was slated to be released this year anyway, I'm not sure. We all know that sort of... I mean, there's Drake, but we're going to get to Drake because he did drop, but it was different for him.
That's one way to put it. Different, yeah.
Big
But
Sean,
I feel like what you're saying is valid, but it's also confirmation bias. It's confirmation bias right now because it's like we have had a lot of albums in the last 18 months, like I've said. So it's like, are we missing albums or is it just Kendrick dropped last? Because I feel like Kendrick just dropped last.
Well,
That's how I feel.
As I was trying to go through those names, I realized that most people who we'd probably consider to be his competitor have dropped in the last sort of year or two. So perhaps they just don't, like you say, Kendrick waited, and maybe it was just a bit of either the stars aligned or a bit of marketing genius from him and his camp to drop when they did, to kind of take the floor and not really have anyone else competing at the same time.
He also had to drop though because of Glastonbury. He had to drop by a certain amount of time, and I mean, obviously we've spoken about that in our review. I don't know if we did or we didn't, but either way, he barely performed any of that album at his Glastonbury performance, and I feel like maybe his tour is where he'll perform a lot more of that album interlaced with the hits. So I think he had the pressure of Glastonbury approaching, as well as the fact that, you know, everyone else had dropped quite recently.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I have to, I do agree with you. I do think it's mainly, the vast majority of it is to do with the timing and Kendrick dropping last, as you say. But I do think there is an element of, there's a gap between what he's done and what most people have done this year, like a clear gap, you know. There's to me, there's not much debate who's got. But
what other artists that could release would drop an album as good as Kendrick's? That's the question I think we need to ask ourselves.
That's a good question.
Do they even have the ability to? So I don't know if they're delaying it or if they're just kind of like, well, this is a good album.
Yeah.
Are the streets letting it breathe?
Yeah.
I mean, like, Ye could, but he's in a bit of a...
Oh, he's in a different spot.
I don't know about that.
He really is in a different spot.
Well, hang on. He's not in a different spot because we'll get to where he's at later on in this, yeah. But he drops an alright album. Donda 2 somewhere is out there. Someone has it in this chat. No? Kieran has it.
Yeah, I got it.
No, I haven't.
No.
I gave up with that.
Do you know what? When I was struggling to think of a gift to buy Sean, yeah, I was actually going to buy him a stem player, and I thought, actually... Because if I buy one stem player, I might have to buy like 3 or 4, and it's like, it's not worth it, is it?
So we're going.
Where's the logic in what you said?
Well, I can't just buy one man a stem player. I have to buy everyone.
Sean, how are you going to act like that was the normal thing?
No, because I want to hit Donda 2, don't I? But it's like, it's just like, I don't want to buy multiple stem players.
Well, I want to clarify because I said something way back about that stem player, and I still kind of. Well, no, I do. I stand by what I said about artists kind of controlling how they release their music and what they charge for it, and you know what they value their art to be. But at the same time, from what I've heard, that album apparently was not finished. People were completely misled, and he did his fans dirty with that, man.
That was his best live show, though. Out of all of them, the Donda 2 show,
the sound was awful.
Cinematography was crazy.
Yeah, well, it looked amazing. That's what I was more so.
It's all about the film.
It's just mad how he doesn't release them as music videos. Like, he literally has a music video ready for every song on Donda and every song on Donda 2. He hasn't released a single thing. And if he has, it's like a different video. I'm like, what? You just shot music, like, literally like Spielberg level films with fucking, you know, the Spielberg angle spinning around. It wasn't interesting.
But look, I don't know about Phil, but I'm not looking to talk about Kanye West at all in this conversation. He needs the time away. He needs to sort it out. I've got no attention span for Kanye West. So let's get into some more positive talk and start our sort of recap of what's come out over the last few months. Let's talk cheat codes. Danger Mouse and Black Thought.
Black Thought has just proved why he's top 5 in my opinion.
I think
just gonna call it out.
Wait, top 5 what?
Yeah, top 5 rappers alive, man. I'm calling it out. I'm calling it straight.
That is a big statement.
I hear that.
Straight.
Actually,
I'm calling it straight. He's top 5, not top 10, top 5.
I was really impressed, yeah, but I think my level of being impressed was like, oh, this is good for an older rapper. You know what I mean? The beats felt a bit kind of like I've kind of heard most of these in some way, shape, or form. But they're good for Black Thought. So I was a bit like, when I was listening to it the first time, I was like, this is good. Then I listened to it again, I was like, this is great. But then I was a bit like, why do I think this is good to great as opposed to just one or the other? Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't seem to sit on any side of the camp. And I'm not sure whether it's the features that are getting me there or it's the fact that it just all sounds so kind of original hip hoppy to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what I'm really judging it based off.
See, I'm more like with Black Thought. he's been elite level for so long that it just doesn't shock me anymore. So even though like I would describe his performance on this to be stellar, I wasn't like getting really hyped or wowed because this is just what Black Thought does. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying to think of a time where he wasn't really considered one of the best. Do you get what I mean? For me, it was just refreshing to hear Danger Mouse again making a hip hop album. And the pair of them seem to sync up well. From what I understand, this has been coming for a long, long time. And the decision to kind of lock in and actually make it has been a bit of a somewhat long-winded process. So it's not like they sat down for a couple of weeks or a couple of months and did all this in one go. It's like, it's come together over time. But back to what Theo just said, I mean, yeah, I'm not mad at that at all. But he's been there. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
That's what I think. No, but I know he's been that. He's proven that he's been that. We're talking like that. That's why I'm just saying it now. I think it needs calling out because Black Thought doesn't get talked about when everyone goes in that conversation of, oh, who's the best rapper alive? He should be in that convo. And I don't know why he's not ever mentioned in that convo. I mean, real rap heads kind of know that. But I just think he's proved again, which he was already at that level, that he's just able it's just amazing. But touching on your point again with Danger Mouse, it was nice to hear him, man. I thought the production was really consistent throughout, and I really liked what he did with it. And I thought the two worked and meshed well together. That was the sort of the real
old school but fresh.
Yeah. Yes. But that's why I think I'm somewhere between what Sean's saying and what I thought I felt, which is like, is it that he's so good that I'm just kind of used to it? Like, do I need to kind of like take that kind of, badge away from him and then go like, what are you really trying to say? And then I'll be more mind blown like Theo. Like I think I came to the album a bit too gassed. Like, I think I was thinking more like what happened with that fucking album that's on the streaming service. I forgot what it's called. That shit that I still pay for.
Oh, I know who you talk. What? Black Star.
Yeah, I came into it thinking like that. I'm thinking like, oh, this is gonna be like the best rap thing I've ever heard. This is high level shit. And then I was kind of like, no, this is just good. No, this is just great. I don't know. I don't have anything to say bad about it. Like if I was gonna have to rate it on the spot here, I'd be like, this is like an 8.9. Do you know what I mean? Like a high rating. That's what I'm saying. It's shocking and weird.
That is high for me. Yeah,
that's high for you, Sam. As well.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's
like,
high.
I think I just can't verbalize it in the best way possible. Like, it's just. It's really good.
The thing is, I think we're all in agreement that Black Thought's finally got his like classic album. Like it's his solo project that just speaks his greatness. Why are you looking confused, Sean?
He's looking for the answers.
When you say classic, like what?
I think this album's an instant classic.
Okay. I'm gonna do I'm like,
it's been out long enough time to feel.
I'm about to piss you off because I'm going to do a Sean classic and just
I've almost crashed the car to this. I've almost like gotten off the toilet whilst I'm doing a poo. Like this is how it gets me doing.
So you're like the opposite of me. Where I was listening to it, like this is just what Black Thought does. You were getting gassed, like this hyped you up.
Yeah, I couldn't believe what was happening.
I can't think of the last time I heard Black Thought.
It's a step up. It's a step up from his last album though, because I listened to his last album, Volume 3, and I really enjoyed that. But this just, I'm sorry, this is.
I didn't even care for other ones, but this one just got me.
But I'm thinking,
in many different situations, it snuck up on you, Kieran, and snuffed you, didn't it? Jesus Christ!
It did.
Do you know what I'm thinking? Like more, I guess, the roots, and that's why maybe I wasn't. Don't get me wrong, I'm really enjoying
Roots have always held him back.
My kind of music. I've always loved the Roots and Black Thought. So do you know what? I'm going to try and do a comparison here now. Theo, I think you'll probably appreciate this one the most. Black Thought to me at this point is like Man City, right, in the football, where Man City have already done like 100 points in the league. They've won it 4 times in 5 years. So when they, like last season, when they go on and do it and they do it so well.
What podcast is this?
You're like,
sorry, hold on. I thought this was a music podcast.
What are you on?
What kind of podcast is this? I'm not talking football. I'm lost.
Do you get what I'm saying?
No. I'm trying to listen to the end of the point. And man,
sorry, God. Because I was thinking, what podcast is this?
Jeez.
man got that pulled out that. Yeah, exactly.
That was actually
Pulled out-
rude.
No, literally, man pulled out
Basically.
the machete, and it was like Fruit Ninja. It was like I'm just gonna cut you
me off.
Go on, Man City, something football.
Right, let me summarize it.
Ooh, snap.
Black Thought, like Man City, is so prolific at that point that when he delivers, when he wins, it's not that much of it's not a shock. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not,
No,
it's not
that's a
wow.
great
You're like, oh, he's
comparison.
doing what he does. You know,
It's why
that's
it's
what
why
I mean.
Guardiola. I know this is
I'm gonna go
not a football
cry in a corner.
podcast, but yeah, it's why Guardiola always has to say, "Look, this is what we've done," but everyone expects Man City to win, but no one actually looks at the real achievement to win.
Like, that's what it is.
that well.
Black Thought
No one
completed
looks at that.
rap years ago. Do you know what I mean? Like he put his 10,000 hours in and then some. So it's like I don't want to seem like I'm downplaying the project, downplaying him. But it's just like this is what we know him to do and be. Do you get what I mean? So
That makes sense.
and I think that I guess with what you I think Kieran and Theo have said it in that this is his best project so far. I think we can maybe attribute that more to Danger Mouse in kind of providing that soundscape. You know,
No, and the features as well. The features are.
Well, yeah,
I was
we've
gonna
got to
say
talk
the
about
features
things.
carry.
MF Doom, Joey,
Russ.
Russ's feature.
Yeah,
Russ.
Every
Every time his
was
song comes on.
no, Russ was impressive. You know, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I'm like woo, you're doing
Raekwon as
your
well.
thing. Oh,
I've got a
Raekwon's
controversial
on-
thing to say.
Nah,
ASAP
Russ,
Rocky
though.
had a good verse for the first time in a long time.
He
I was
did,
like,
he
hold on,
did.
wait.
Since
This is
Wave
ASAP.
Gods.
I don't know, man.
I was like, this is
Rocky's on a
ASAP.
bit of a
Okay.
run at the minute.
Huh?
Rocky's on a bit of a feature run right now. You can tell the album's coming. I think my thing with Rocky was he held his own against some like elite MCs. You get what I mean? You had LP, Killer Mike, Black Thought. Rocky didn't sound out of place at all.
This is what I'm
That's
saying.
what I was impressed with.
I'm like, wow, ASAP Rocky's back. And obviously we had our boy Conway the Machine.
Oh, he killed his verse.
We don't even have the Griselda button.
Oh my god.
Sam, I'm not hearing any buttons, by the way. I don't know
Oh,
if you've been
no.
pressing.
They're in the recording.
Yeah.
They're in the recording. Don't
Okay,
worry about that.
okay.
I'll fix that right
Okay.
now. Hold on. I've been ad-libbing you lot all day. Don't worry about that.
Damn, I was thinking there was cues, but
No.
Russ
They're
was
in
my
the
standout.
recording. Have that
Yeah, he
issue.
was really impressive. You know? I'm not gonna lie because I've been one where we'll talk about it later, but he's on another project where like again he was impressive on that, and I'm thinking, well, I need to check. I've checked the guy. I've seen his album, but he was his verse was strong. I came away thinking, yeah, man, you did your thing on that.
That last line as well, was it? I don't vacation, I guilt trip. I was like, oh, that's slick. Yeah.
So we're rating Russ now. We're gonna have to start
The-
listening to
we're
and reviewing
rating
Russ
Russ
albums.
now.
Is that
Yeah,
who we
well,
are?
I feel bad because I don't think I've ever given Russ enough credit or attention just because of the way he, like the things he said and the stuff around him, around the music. Do you know what I mean?
What
Like,
is
he-
the stuff
He's
around the music?
arrogant. He's arrogant. Like,
Well,
he's
he would
like,
be if he was him though. He came from nothing and now he's like a
and he
big,
does
big
every
independent
role.
artist.
It's true, but I think it's just he's sour. He's like, but I haven't got that vibe from him recently, though. To be fair,
I've never listened to any of his songs, like ever.
No.
Not
Who else was
on
on
purpose.
What other features?
Theo
were on
is still
this
trying to
one?
kill shit.
Conway was on it.
Conway. Yeah. Oh, do you know what? Actually, sorry. Back to the production. That beat. I know it was Griselda-esque, but that was that beat is nice.
Every single beat.
Yeah.
This is one of the best produced albums I've ever heard. I'm just saying it now. Like the way the soul samples are used is crazy.
That's what I mean. It's really, really consistent.
Mind-blowing.
I don't know. I had a nice little pocket run from the MF Doom beat all the way down to the Conway beat. Like that for me, that kind of six song run on the album, banging. Do you know what I mean? Like the beats were hitting for me.
Aquamarine, and Michael Kiwanuka. Oof,
Exactly.
beautiful.
I
man.
don't know why I liked Identical Deaths, even though that beat's very, very kind of spacey. Don't know.
My favorite beat on it is the darkest part, man. That is just the soul I got from that.
when that
it's
hits.
just
Yeah.
But I was going to say like that.
Love it.
That hook is arguably like the standout of that song because I feel like that one's a bit like mixed, a bit different compared to at least either side of it. It doesn't sound as I know it's some of it's meant to sound a bit sort of rough around the edges and almost like it's coming off straight off the vinyl. But on that track especially, like don't get me wrong, Raekwon does his thing, Black Thought does his thing, but that hook is like so infectious, man. Again though, Danger Mouse. Like it's so good to hear him again, like on a like, full hip hop project. It's been a long time.
Because
I know
Danger Doom was such a classic. I think all of us love it, right?
You got a little
Yeah,
taste
yeah, yeah.
of Danger Doom again, though, with the Belize.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie,
sure.
I feel like I've heard that MF Doom verse somewhere else before.
Well, I was listening to someone was saying that the verse might be from that era because some of the references were like, I guess,
Exactly the
Adult Swim
same.
related or something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe Danger Mouse had it in the can and has just been saving it for, for many, many years and was like, this is the time to use it now.
Because I was struggling.
It didn't throw me off though.
I was struggling. I was thinking, is this like an a cappella put on a new beat? I was like, no, he's definitely rapping to this beat. But I'm like, why have I heard these bars before? And I'm like, what's this about?
You might
It's
have
one of
heard
Doom's best features in recent years.
Oh yeah.
I think it's one of Doom's best features in recent years.
In like the last sort of.
Did you not hear the bars?
Have you not heard the other one?
The Bars Simpson. That's wild. That one.
Sean, you didn't listen to Bars Simpson?
No. But I did say one of them, not the best.
Have you heard Bars Simpson? Should we play it for you now? Because Bars Simpson was serious. Bars Simpson was like, wow.
Well, speaking of
J Electronica.
Oh damn. Well, speaking of bars, should we move on to the next project? The game, Drillmatic.
Oh, for God's sake.
I would like to say that I haven't listened to this project because I don't really support the game. And yeah, that's about it. But the rest of the grey area will talk about this album they wasted their time listening to.
Should we give Theo the floor or like
Theo the floor? Just let him just say his.
This is Kieran and Theo time.
Because there's another thought process after what Theo's thought about.
Oh,
I just want to say that this album is just I just can't, man. I had high hopes, man. I have been a game fan since the documentary.
Day one,
and this guy always produces at least decent albums. Like his last album before this, when I thought he was retiring, Born to Rap, was like what, over 20 I think it was 20 songs, and yet he came in hard hitting, sounding like what the game should sound like, and I'm just like, yeah, this is it. But I'm like, wow, he's gone, he's coming back, he's saying, oh, it's the best work I've done since the documentary. So I'm thinking, I'm feeling this. If you're talking it's the best since documentary and you gave me Born to Rap, then let me check it out. Go into that album, first song, I am feeling it. That beat is on time. It is fire. I'm thinking, right, let's go, game. Obviously heard Easy. I'm feeling good. Then the decline happens.
It's going so downhill.
Then the decline happens, and I'm just like, nah, I can't deal with this. Voodoo, yes, it's all right. And there's a couple of others. Home Invasion's hard as well. I like what he does on it. Yeah, he's rapping fast, but yeah, it's all right. Then it just sounds, I'm not gonna lie, it just starts to sound shit. I'm just gonna call it as it is. It's just so bloated. It's just, and just some songs like, why does he have to repeat start from scratch too? Just leave that in the bag, man. It just doesn't interest me. Just bores me. Load of crap. I'm not interested in that. Just all these other songs just talking about, yeah, I've got all these women. I don't care, man. I do not care. And why do you always have to keep referencing Jay-Z for? We don't give a shit anymore, man. Stop referencing that guy. Man, I know you're still hurt because you've not got Jay first, but just leave it alone. And I've not even got on to the Black Slim Shady yet.
Whoa, wait. Can we park? Can we park though? Because I feel like
I was in tears. Like,
let's talk about that separately. So, look, Theo, because obviously I think it's clear that you're, you've been a big fan of the game over like the years. Coming from someone who has always like rated and respected him as a rapper, but not really been into the music. The big difference with this one for me was it's all the stuff around it and like in the build up to it. So, we won't touch on it too much because although there was a verdict, the game still protests his innocence and whatnot. But, there was a sexual assault case. I think Born to Rap was supposed to be, well, I don't think it ever was, but it was meant to be this retirement album. He loses the sexual assault case after this. The victim that who won the case then takes the royalties and basically ownership of that label.
What?
That
Sorry, what?
Suggests...
I don't know any of this. What do you mean the
game never showed up. The game never showed up to court. Basically, never showed up to court.
So they gave them the album or the record label.
No. Right. So rewind back to 2019. The game drops Born to Rap. It's apparently the retirement album. 2016, there was a sexual assault case. By 2019, as far as I'm aware, the game had not showed up to the court dates or anything like that. Was not entertaining it. Therefore, she was awarded I can't remember what the lawsuit was. He wouldn't pay the money.
So that was the only asset he had.
She got the royalties to that album and anything that was released from that label that he set up where he released that album. So what I'm getting at is, I think he's probably in a bit of a tricky financial situation. Hence why there's 30 tracks on this. I think he's thinking, let me drop 30 songs. I'll get as many streams as possible.
One of these got to blow. That's what you're saying.
The bit that confuses me is why, if you're trying to make as much money as possible, why are there so many features and the amount of samples on this album as well? We're not talking like obscure samples. We're talking big records being sampled. So for me, I'm like, how is this making money? But for me, look, it took me almost 2 weeks to get to this because I'm at a point now with the game where I don't really feel comfortable listening to him because of all the stuff that's been going on. And like when you kind of look back over his career, the stuff that he's kind of said and done, especially regarding women. And I'm not going to get into it too much, but anyway, I gave this one a listen because I knew we were going to talk about it. And for me, it's not terrible. Like as someone who is not really a fan, it's not terrible. It's not bad. It's just very long and bloated. There's clear attempts at almost, it feels like biting styles and riding waves, particularly the drill tracks on here. There's one or two where it's like, well, you're trying to do a Pop Smoke impression, which is a bit jarring. But to put on, like I said in the group, to put on in the background, I was okay with it, because the game has always been a top rapper. He's always been skilled, right? But the difference now is this project here, it's clear that there is an attempt to, it's like, the motive here is, for me, is to make money and to get back relevancy, right? And I guess that kind of leads into the Black Slim Shady, because to me, just to kind of headline it, that it's clear clout chasing. There's like what else could be the motive for this other than gaining?
It's a good song, though. Right? It is a good song.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. Like, if there wasn't all this controversy surrounding a lot of this, perhaps we'd look at it in a bit of a different light. Don't get me wrong, there's a long track list and blah, blah, blah. But with the Black Slim Shady particularly, it's like, I'm with Kieran, it's actually a pretty good diss record. But I can't help thinking, like, why? What's your motive here? What has Eminem done or said to make you do this? Especially where in very recent years, you've got the game on radio saying things like Eminem's in my top 5. And
he said it as recent as like what? I want to say it was this like last year that he had Eminem.
Really?
Eminem in his top 5, and he was number 4. That's why all of this is just bogus. The fact that and the thing with the Black Slim Shady, why I was saying it's worst diss of all time, it is actually a very good song, and you can see how technical it is. But it's like, for me, it's like a tribute track because you can see how much he's been inspired or has listened to Eminem, because it's everything. Like, he's getting everything to like the T, his styles, his flows, to what he does. Like the references. You don't get that unless you don't like really deep and go into detail of his and listen to his music. Like when he talks about, like, I'm not going to listen to any of your albums, but to even know that stupid bomber Clark Fly. Anyway, yeah, you don't do that unless you've been listening to Eminem a lot. So for him to do that, and then what really pisses me off is obviously he mentions Haley, which I just think is just distasteful. But it's not that. It's the fact that he goes, if you listen to Father Time, he mentions like about like people with their daughters, and he mentions about Eminem. Talks about Em and Haley in a good light as that. So why are you having a so-called diss on your album, but then on another song you're going to talk about Em and Haley in a decent light? It just doesn't make any sense.
But isn't that like what Sean's trying to say? No. Which is like, Gabe's in a bit of a weird situation financially, so he's just trying to he's trying to make anything go. And the fact that we're even kind of talking about this right now is proof that it's semi-worked.
Yeah, I saw a poster up in like Shoreditch the other day.
That said what?
Oh, it was just the Game's album, but I was baffled to see it.
That's very bizarre.
Like, I think it debuted at number 12 on the charts or something like that in the US. So this is the thing. The Game, like, let's not forget, there was a period, I know it was a while back, but there was a period of time where the Game kind of carried the torch for his city, his coast, that region. And it wasn't really until Kendrick where we went, there's a new kind of leader of LA, of the West Coast. The Game was huge. Like, he really was.
But he still technically is. He's had a lot of bangers.
He's still a big name. Like, he still is. And I just think when I found out about the legal case and the aftermath of that, excuse the pun, and then how when I saw him with Kanye at the beginning of the year, and then on Drink Champs, the way he was speaking and acting, and it was when he said Kanye West did more for me in 2 weeks than Dr. Dre did my whole career. I was like, oh, there's something wrong here. That can't be true. That can't be true. And I think that the beginning of this maybe the sort of the trigger of all this, this kind of like the bitterness and the shots at Eminem and whatnot is probably stemming from the Super Bowl, where he's looking at it like, in LA, there's Dre on the stage, there's Snoop, there's Kendrick.
Why is Eminem there?
50.
Yeah.
You've got Eminem there as well. It's like he's picked the kind of almost like the easiest target, because no one's going to come for Kendrick, because why would you? You're not going to come for Snoop because he's just, that's untouchable. You don't do that, especially if you're from LA, I imagine. 50 is going to troll the hell out of you. You've already said some stuff about Dre. It was like, well, let me come for the easy target out of the lot, because let's face it, and we're going to get to it at some point because we may have an episode lined up, but Eminem isn't respected in the same way he was maybe 15, 20 years ago. Do you get what I mean? So this to me, like I said, not to repeat myself too much, but was a clear kind of attempt to kind of regain relevancy but
I feel like, Sean, we did say this as well. He does say agreeable stuff on it too.
Yeah. We got to be balanced. And there are
what is the agreeable stuff?
Slick lines. There are some things
he says stuff about M that we've been talking about. He says it in really cool bars.
But that asks the question: is the music any good? Because that's what the run through is asking. Is the music any good?
Yeah, there is some elements of it, and this is coming from someone who doesn't even like the album, and I'm going to call it out straight. But I can at least pick a handful of songs from this album that are really, really good.
What are the handful?
The first track is absolutely, that is fire. I'm not going to lie. That's what got me annoyed that the rest of the album doesn't like work for me as well. You've got A Father's Prayer, I think is really good. You've got the track with Ross, but for me, Game and Rick Ross never miss, so that track was always going to be fire.
Is it Home Invasion as well?
Home Invasion. Home Invasion's good. You got Heart vs. Mind.
That one's amazing.
Yeah, that's really good as well. So you got a few tracks on there. There is a few tracks that are really, really good.
That's what's kind of sad about it, though.
I know, it's upsetting.
Like talented. It's always been a skilled rapper and a good artist, but
it's the features as well, though. I don't know. Like, is it? Sometimes it might not even be a situational thing, because like he's from that era that love these weird kind of features, like stacking your album with like Akon, T-Pain, blah blah blah, all these kind of artists. This album falls prey to that. Like the best songs are usually the ones without a feature, or like just a little like vocal from Ice-T or something. The ones with the features are dead.
Exactly.
But listen, I mean,
let's not. It's got a bit.
We won't go into it much further, and we'll start talking about stuff we shouldn't really speak about. But so there were some other albums that dropped a little bit further back that we never got to as well. I think that to kind of bring things up again, to get more positive, it would be good to quickly touch upon Lupe's Drill Music in Zion. Have we all sat with that? Have we all been kind of living with that album?
I listened to it twice after the mid-year reviews, and then since then I haven't found much time for it, but I thought it was very good.
Oh, you like it as well? Yeah.
I said it's very good. I didn't say I liked it. Get it right.
Basically, you think it's very, so objectively you like it's good, but like personally it's not for you. Like that's why
I can't say I like it if I haven't listened to it enough. I've listened to it, like I said, twice, and that was literally twice in a row. It wasn't even like twice with a break. If you listen to the mid-year reviews, guys, you'll hear that I hadn't heard it at that point, and that upset both Theo and Kieran.
I mean, we were just talking about Black Thought very highly, and his rapping ability and where he's kind of what his place is in the game at the minute, his rank almost. But surely we've got to include Lupe in that as well, because what he's doing on Drill Music in Zion is ridiculous. And the fact that he made it in, was it 48 hours or something like that, or 72 hours?
Yeah, I think it's 72.
Madness.
72 hours is just mad. To produce a body of work like that, it's just incredible. Really is.
When it comes to concepts, I'm not sure Like if like in one song, he's done it throughout his whole career, even back to like Daydreaming, where he just has this concept and runs with it. And
I was gonna say exactly what you're saying. That's how it was made in 72 hours. He had a thought, he went with it, and then now we've got this nice piece of work. You know what I mean? Like it's
I feel like it maybe benefited him to try and do it, because I think the original challenge was 24 hours, but when he started, he was like, no, do you know what? I need to give this a bit more time. But it's almost, for me, benefited him, because one thing about Lupe and some of his projects is they're also bloated. I think I'm a really big admirer of Drogas Wave. But I know that some people find it long, because of the run, the amount of tracks and the run length of it. But this one, it was almost like, because he gave himself a time limit, it forced him to be concise, and I feel like it's benefited him. I don't know if anyone else agrees with that, but
why are the two biggest fans of this album not speaking right now?
Yeah, I know. I thought that bringing up Lupe
like
would get some.
But we can't touch on in the mid-year review though. I love it. I think it's incredible. But if truth be told, I banged the album out, but it's not in my rotation at the moment. It hasn't been in my rotation for the last few weeks. But if you checked out,
I wouldn't have.
Because we want to hear your views. We didn't get to hear your views before, so it's good to touch upon it. I just think it's incredible. Like he's just proven he's one of the best lyricists in the game, and it's just some of the songs off the album are just absolutely just incredible. I just love it. And when we spoke about, because Kieran, you mentioned about that the whole what's the song with the hand signs? Because I had to deep that again. That's just having the mind to do that is just insane.
It's beautiful lyrics, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just fantastic.
And
it's just amazing
as well.
Yeah.
Autobot, he's insane. I will be very shocked if Lupe's name is not mentioned in the Grey Area Awards 2022, especially in the best rapper category.
For sure.
We'll see how that project lives. Because one thing I will say is that when the content is that dense, it can be hard to kind of keep it on repeat.
It's been out for a couple months now, though.
One thing I wanted to say with that album is I think it's got one of his best verses on it, on Miss Mural. That second verse on it is like unbelievable. Like that's definitely like Biggie level, if not better in a more modern sense. I love that.
Lupe's very embedded in that art world now, isn't he?
Yeah.
I didn't realize until this project that he'd actually been doing the cover ups as well for the project. So Lupe is, it kind of leads on to the other question I wanted to ask. Lupe just at this point is not interested in any way, shape or form of almost like the opposite of the game. He doesn't care about the fame and the commercial relevancy and whatnot. But why do you think that? Because it was only a few years later, really, that we started to see artists like Kendrick and Cole at the top of the game, who are, let's face it, they are conscious to an extent. They are lyrical. Well, no, they are conscious. They are lyrical, much like Lupe. But why didn't he experience the same level of?
Let's be real. He got blackballed.
Wave.
He got blackballed for a while, and he also had a really bad record deal with, I think it was Universal.
Atlantic.
Oh, Atlantic, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, because he had a good little album run from, was it Food and Liquor, and then The Cool, and then whatever came after it kind of just threw him off the edge.
Wasn't it Lasers that like sort of killed the?
Yeah,
well,
he went all rock.
He
went all poppy, rocky, and I think that kind of lost a lot of the fan base that was crying out for rap music, and then people kind of split away and found like Mac Miller, Kendrick, Cole, and they kind of picked up where Lupe dropped off. And I doubt those fans are ever coming back, because those people aren't listening to what is classed as new rap music, which is what Lupe is coming into the game with this technically as a new artist, even though he's an old artist. Does that make sense?
That's what a lot of independent rappers are doing, though. When they leave their major label and start doing their own independent thing, it is like they've restarted their career.
Yeah. That's how I feel, anyways. But as for commercial success, I don't think he was built for it.
The climate at the time in which when he came out, though, was quite interesting, because it was coming off the back of, I guess, like gangster rap and street rap being the thing, right? 50 and bring back the game as well. You had this kind of space of time between, before our sort of golden generation of the Drakes and the Kendricks and the Coles and that, where Wayne was the biggest thing on the planet, or Kanye was to an extent as well, when there was the whole him versus 50 Cent thing in 2007. And I feel like maybe just the timing wasn't quite there. Auto-tune was coming in, and it was almost like a transitional period for hip hop. And
this is a wild statement, though.
Kind of lyrical style wasn't really. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm.
I feel like artists like B.O.B. Yeah, if you remember who B.O.B. is,
B.O.B. Yeah,
they actually did what he tried to do with Lasers better, and then they were actually worse rappers, so they kind of watered down the market. That's what happened for people like Lupe. Lupe tried something, B.O.B. did it technically better, like songs like Airplanes with a bit of guitar and all this kind of stuff, and decent rapping and storytelling and whatever. But it's like that. I think that's where Lupe gets all them rants from that he comes out with, like, "Oh, I'm the best rapper alive," etc., etc.
He can argue that now.
He can say that.
Yeah, he can.
He can say that. He's ridiculous.
But he did have the proof.
I think I'm mainly with Kieran on the whole label thing. I think that just became a mess. And do you remember there was like people protested outside the record label to get them to drop Lasers? And I think Lupe sort of out of spite made certain records the way they were, because he would like record verses and hooks and things like that, and giving them what they wanted, and then they'd come back and be like, "No, this isn't it." And it was just the whole release around Lasers, I think, completely stunted his momentum and career. And then it's been a bit up and down. But then now I think with Drogas Wave and the House EP and now this, he's on a run. I think he's gained momentum. And hopefully he stays in this lane and experiments a bit more. And, you know I've heard about him wanting to do a kind of Amy Winehouse sampled project as well. So we'll see what happens. I'm still a fan of Lupe, and I'm glad to see him, making good music consistently. The other one was Joey Badass.
I haven't listened to that album since it dropped.
Yeah, man.
Put me in a bad mood in the morning.
God.
That's Kieran's like toxic trait, is he listens to albums the first thing in the morning when he wakes up, and unless it's like taking him on that journey of like waking him up like with like pure adrenaline or like keeping him in a sleepy state, he hates it. He absolutely hates it.
So I'll share what I think, and I'll just leave it to you lot. But so for me, like this project specifically, a bit like more so than the game. Actually, I actually think this is a perfectly good album. It's good. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't go higher than that. It's good. But I was left, and I've been left feeling underwhelmed by Joey in his career to date. I feel like when he came out in 2012 and dropped that mixtape 1999, there was a lot of buzz about him because he was bringing back a certain sound, but it was fresh. And then the debut dropped in, 2015? And it was good. I don't think it was quite on the level that some people would have hoped for, but it was a good start. He's very young and all that. Then he tried to kind of merge his sort of, boom bap underground sound with more commercial records on the second one. Didn't quite hit for me, but I didn't see it as a step back. I didn't feel like he went to the next level. And then with this one, I'm like, I'm just not sure on the direction anymore of Joey. And it felt like 2016 was quite an important year in the sense that he kind of not long dropped the debut. He gets the mention from Q-Tip on the Tribe album alongside, what was it, Kendrick Cole and Earl as well, was it? Or something like
I think Earl was on it.
And then he kind of refers to that in the opening track on this album too. But I'm now at a point where I'm not sure I can hold him up there with the sort of peers of his generation, let alone Kendrick Cole.
There's other people.
Yeah, you can't.
No.
You can't. Because I agree with you on this album. It's not bad. Like, if I had to give it a rating, I'm giving it like, I don't know, like a mid-set, like what, 7.6 or something like that. Because it's not. Well, I thought it was. Even though I was really underwhelmed myself, I didn't think it was bad, and I thought it was still a good body of work that he put together. Because there was some songs on there. I think it was Survivor's Guilt, where the storytelling on that was really powerful, and how he did it was really impressive.
Yeah.
But I still expect more from Joey though. Like the thing is, when he talks about the Holy Trinity as well, and he puts himself amongst Cole and Kendrick, when he first came out, that's what I thought he was going to go. I thought he was going to go in that direction and be with those guys. But I couldn't even put, like you said, I couldn't. Not only is he so far away from them two, with the rest of his peers coming out in that sort of that era, he's like falling behind them because I don't know where he's going. Like,
I don't think he has his own lane either. That's the thing with Joey Badass. There's no Joey Badass lane. It's kind of like he's trend surfing at the moment. And it's like you're not actually riding this wave. This wave is riding you. You know.
I don't even think he's on a wave.
But you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't point you to like, oh, this is a Joey Badass sound. But compared to all the other people that have just been named, Vince Staples and even Griselda to a degree, they have a sound or they have a certain thing they do well.
He probably would have benefited from kind of latching onto the Griselda sound or the Rock Marciano sound because that is still the kind of underground sort of old school hip hop right now. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if you think about it, like Conway's dropped one of the best albums of the year, Tanner Talk 4, one of the best albums of the year. They're underground artists, but they're big names, and that sound is very much in. Look at what The Alchemist is doing.
I was going to say,
Joey. I think the word to describe Joey's music for me is safe. It's like he's a good lyricist. He gets good beats from the likes of Static Selector and whatnot. He drops good features. He gets good features, but it's not more than that. And it's not like when he came out, like I said, he was very much wearing his influences on his sleeve. It was very much a sound of the past, but it was fresh and original. And whereas now I'm like, it's just somewhere in between. And he's
mid. He's mid. It's what Sam said. Like, there's artists out there that just fill that middle gap. They're not the worst or the best.
Yeah. I think that's the problem with rap as well. We always want someone to be like the absolute goat of all goats or the worst of the worst, and we kind of pick fun of them. But it's like maybe he's just a mid-level rapper, and it's not shameful to be mid. I'm sure he's selling out shows, making decent money and whatever. He's not in a struggle position, but he's definitely. I don't think he has any kind of capacity to take over or get like popular acclaim. Like, he doesn't have anything special about him like Earl does, or anybody that's affiliated with Griselda like more closely, like like that. Because has he got an Alchemist beat on this album? I'm not too sure, or anything like that. Any of the major heavy hitters of what you deemed his type of sound could be. I don't think he does.
No, and I mean, I'm thinking like when I think of his peers, like the arguably the number one artist in that's not age group, that generation, that era is Vince to me, with the body of work he's put together. But then you look at the likes of, say, I mean, not so much now, but I mean, in terms of the heights that he reached and the buzz he had, Joey never reached the heights and buzz of like a Chance when he was, like 2016 times, where Chance was like the next leader of the game. And then you look at someone like a No Name, who I know she's not really active now, but the two projects that she's released, quality over quantity. Mick Jenkins, underappreciated, underrated. Look at the stuff that he's doing. Like that album last year, was one of my favorite albums last year. I can't put him on the same level as, minus Chance, and we'll see what his comeback says. But
is there a Chance to have a comeback pending? I didn't know that.
He's dropped some songs this year. In fact, there's one with Joey on as well.
Oh wow!
But he's dropped some records this year. We'll see what happens with him. I think the word, like I say, the word is underwhelmed. He's clearly talented, he's clearly skilled, but it's just not hitting. It's just not hitting for whatever reason. But hopefully that changes. Hopefully we see, some progression in the future. But shall we talk about some first impressions? So, for the listeners, we're recording this on the 30th of August. So a few days ago, I made a list. There were loads of drops on Friday, but I know
you're saying we're in a drought. We're not in a drought.
I'm thinking about last summer though. Maybe it's a bit of nostalgia creeping in, but there were a lot of drops on Friday. But I think the two that would be good to the first one. Let's talk about Khaled's and some of the features on there.
God did.
Yeah, I have to say that Hove went off and just did his thing, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't want to hear that it's not a mid. Some was saying it was a mid verse or something.
No, it was not. I don't know. It was not a mid verse.
That was definitely trolling.
He was trolling.
I'm not trolling. Why is he doing podcasts on the beat, man?
What do you mean? It's an amazing verse.
He mentioned gigs though, which we kind of slept on. No one spoke about that. And I was a bit like, okay.
No, that was fire. That he mentioned gigs. That was.
You didn't want to talk about the verse, Sam.
The first half of the verse. No, the first half of the verse is banging. But like for me, Rick Ross came the hardest on that beat. Lil Wayne came through and said like a couple good bits, and then Jay-Z spoke for way too long.
I don't know, man. I feel like he blacked out and just they let him
black-
go, and it
Yeah.
kind
It's
of.
incredible.
I feel like the verse kind of grew as it went on.
It became a song. He did a song
It's
on
one
the
of his
song.
best verses of all time.
Whoa.
I'm saying that now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that's
He said that before.
I
though.
listened to a lot of Jay-Z though. Come on. I would genuinely say like that is a crazy verse.
The Book of Hove.
I don't
For
know.
real.
I don't know. That wasn't the best song on that album for me. On God Did. It was the Eminem and Kanye song. That beat was crazy.
Timberland.
Oh, wow. What do you want to say? Sure.
Do I save it for when we talk N?
No, we're talking now.
What do you want to say?
Listen, Eminem for me, I've got technically, yeah, we know what he can do. He just doesn't say anything of interest. Doesn't say anything of interest.
Just
I'm
waffling.
sorry,
Is that
like,
what you're feeling? He's just waffling.
I'm only speaking like this because, well, look, I know it's a bit backwards what I'm about to say, but I have the utmost respect for him, and that whatever I say, it matters. It does not matter. He's never going to hear this. Like, and I'll try
What
my
if he
best
did,
to hold
though?
my tongue. But he is not.
What if he did hear this?
What does M say that you can really sort of what resonates?
I thought that was quite a depthful verse compared to like
I found that
was
verse more
deep.
interesting than the recent verses that I've heard from
Yeah,
him.
it was the flow was nice. He got into a nice
he was
little
just
rhyme
talking
scheme.
faith. Like
Yeah.
it was good. It was on topic.
Hang on, there was something he said. There we go.
Edit the fuck
I'm
out of that.
armed with Jesus. My weapon is prayer. Soon as I squeeze it, I'm blessed like sneezes. No, Eminem.
I like that part. What don't you like about that?
Do you not think that's corny? Like, come on.
But you're cutting out the flow
is a
he
bit
said
corny.
it in. The
It
flow
is
he
a
said
bit
it was a
corny.
gas.
Yeah.
That's what it was for me.
Look, do you know what Eminem sounds to me right now is like a robot. Like there's this staccato flow, and it's,
AI
like, it's almost
robot.
like there's a bot that they've made a bot of Eminem that like replicates the voice and this and that, but it doesn't sound real. It's like,
Wow,
it
Sean.
doesn't sound real. I'm trying to save myself for when we talk about him properly, but no, it's maybe I've become like really.
You've become
biased.
so
I'm not
harsh. to him,
allowing
you know?
myself.
I'm
to
just
enjoy
saying,
it,
like
but-
you're being way too harsh.
I thought that was a better
high
song than
expectations.
the
I hear
other
it
song.
though. I hear it because, but all I will say, because I don't know, Emma's been sounding too like, I don't know. I agree with your point that he doesn't say anything of interest, and he sounds way too robotic, and he gets too technical to the point where it doesn't sound like it's good anymore. But this was actually one verse that I actually enjoyed for a long time, because some of his verses do just. Well, actually, that's a lie, because his verse on King's Disease 2 was quite hard. I can't lie, but
And that Snoop Dogg track as well.
yeah.
That was
But
good.
he even disses Kanye in that next bar though. He says, "Call me Yeezus, I'm effed in the head. Maybe I'm bonkers." Like it's a bit, it's playful. Like, come on, man. It's a funny verse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a good
there's-
Eminem verse.
But like I say, I don't feel anything when I listen to him. That there's bars in there that are just. It's like you're saying things just to make things rhyme or just to bend the words. You're not actually like I don't know, man.
That's what Game takes the mick out of.
Yeah,
in his
exactly,
diss
it does,
track.
yeah.
All right,
We're gonna
but what
get
about the
into it in
strong
more detail.
Kanye hook? No, you're not feeling
We've heard that before, haven't we? Have we heard that before?
I don't know.
What?
Use this gospel like that.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
outro to Jesus is King. But this is the
That's the one.
remix he made with Dre that never got
Yeah.
released.
I
Okay.
think that's a good song. I'm sorry. Are there
Yeah,
any other highlights
it is.
off the album? Because I only listened to those two songs off
Jadakiss.
your instructions. Really?
Jadakiss.
What?
I'm going to be honest.
Oh, yeah, that was sick.
I'm
need
going
to
to be honest.
touch-
I've not really listened to the album because
Oh no, because it's Khaled, man. No one cares
yeah,
about
I'm
Khaled.
about to
I'm
say.
just gonna
No,
call-
just-
I'm
There's
just
a new
gonna
Drake
call it
track
out.
on there. No
But there's a lot
way.
of dead tunes. There's
I
a
am
lot.
just gonna call it out where DJ Khaled. I don't give a
No.
shit. I just look out for
God,
the
dude.
look out for the top artists. I listen to a select 4 songs, see if I like it, and that's it. Like that Khaled album was just dead. All his albums are dead. I'm
No,
not gonna
Holy
lie.
Key. Holy Key had one of Kendrick's best verses on it. And
No, I know it
I
did.
refuse. I refuse to hear anything else.
It did,
No,
you know.
but
And it
that's
had
a
one of
song.
Cole's best tunes.
That
as
is
well.
a song because I
Exactly.
was just about to touch on that. Holy Key is it has good songs in it. The album as a whole is still dead. This
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's not the point of like Khaled's albums, are they? There's literally they're like what the game's trying to do. You release a lot of songs with a lot of bangers, a lot of hits, like, and arguably the beats from Khaled albums are very consistently good because he has the
No,
best.
they're
of the-
not.
Whoa.
No, they're not. Only like 2 songs per album have good production.
You didn't like Grease? That was
I have to
on the
pull it
last
out.
album. That was good. Come
That's
on,
one of 2 songs on that album.
yeah. That was a hard song.
One of 2.
Okay. Curious
Popstar
one of
was the
them
other
moods.
one.
But
To me,
go on.
DJ Khaled is like the Marvel Cinematic Universe of rap. Yeah, he has got a formula, and it's just middle of the road. It's middle of the road. Like you get some good bits, you get some bad bits, but a lot of it just falls.
It feels
flat.
expensive as well. Like
It feels
he's
expensive.
paid money.
Yeah, put a load of money into just put certain artists together over certain beats that aren't always mastered that well, and the artists don't always quite gel. It's just like, let me just throw it all on there, and some of it will turn out good, some of it will turn out bad. But like I said, the formula kind of thing is it works, and that's what I mean by the MCU is that a lot of these Marvel films now they're kind of doing the same thing in every film and not really pushing the boat out because they know whatever they do is going to make money.
I would like to say
that's what I mean with Khaled is he can keep doing this for the rest of his career.
For real.
And he'll get the biggest names on there and the biggest producers, and it doesn't matter on the quality of the music, it's gonna sell, So
I'd like to say, yeah, DJ Khaled could never release an album again. That actually would be all right. I don't think anyone sat around waiting for DJ Khaled to drop his album, because they're not albums.
No one.
I was
does.
awaiting the features because he had announced that Hove had one and stuff. But listening to the whole album, he did actually have a good artist selection on this compared to usual. So I'm interested in hearing him, like, if you put an EP in the future with and it's just more concise. I think it could actually be good.
I don't know.
No one's buying it.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's going. Does DJ Khaled even tour? How does DJ Khaled tour this? Does he just do what he's doing and take Timberland with him? As well, free Timberland. There's a video circulating online of Khaled having Timberland hostage, which is absolutely scary behavior. I've never seen someone have a backup air horn. I didn't even know air horns could run out. How many people have heard him blast that air horn like that?
Man, that video is too much.
That video was so scary. I'm like, Timberland's trying to vibe. He's like, this one's out of air. Shout out Khaled.
Look, Khaled clearly has some kind of pull, and I guess he's clearly got it talented in some way. It's kind of hard to tell what he does. Do you get what I mean? Like what, do you get what I mean? Like
he brings it all together.
How is he doing this? But I don't want to disrespect him.
He's had bangers though. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled had bangers.
But, yeah,
for real.
He put Drake on.
No, let me leave it.
But it's like Khaled and Ross never miss.
But is it Khaled and Ross or is it just Ross? No,
it's just Ross. It's just Ross. Yeah. Let's
no, do you know what I'm going to ask you? But what is Khaled doing on a musical front?
He brings it all together.
He definitely sources the artists. Like, I want these artists on it. He doesn't always get it.
Yeah, but
he's doing puzzles. Okay. Like he's putting a puzzle piece together, and we kind of like the puzzle.
He's just tweaking it. Yeah.
It used to work better with
it's not 1,000 piece, is it? It's a 50-piece puzzle.
50? Yeah. I'd say 4-piece puzzle, but go off.
Oh my god!
It's shapes and holes, isn't it? It's like square thing, right, square hole. Like that's all he's doing. Okay. Let's put Drake on a song. That'll be big. Like, Rick Ross still wearing a Jay-Z. That's gonna be big. Like, it's not hard what he's doing.
I don't know why these artists with good artistry, like, they don't have the integrity to just say no.
What, Kanye's not gonna do this?
I would say no if Khaled asked me.
Yeah, I think he's paying you the best money you've ever made, though. Because
you'd have to.
Yeah, I think he's paying you top dollar. Like, I'm talking like $1 million a verse. The most money you'll see this year off of not much effort. Yeah. No one brings their best, apart from Kendrick, to a DJ Khaled stuff.
Yeah. Well, look, let's go back to positive because I'm sure there are. Look, Khaled is very successful.
If you're a Khaled fan, hit us up in the YouTube comments and tell us how wrong we are. But you're wrong too.
Yeah. Look, I'm sure at the beginning of his career he put a hell of a lot of work in to get to where he is now. But to be honest, actually, he's living the life. Like he's not making beats. He's not rapping. He's not singing. He's not playing an instrument. He's making loads of money.
He's not even
stop that. No, you say he's not doing anything, but he's making money from music. Does that make sense? Man. Yeah,
he
basically called him Suge Knight, but without the violence. Like,
I feel that's deep. Man. Move on.
He is. No, he
Move
is. And then he needs to work on those dance moves, man. Jesus,
Oh.
moving two left feet.
Jid.
He's
Jid.
a big meme though. That's the last thing I want
Jid.
to say. DJ Khaled is a meme.
Yeah.
Jid. The forever story. First impressions.
Jid.
Classic.
Classic. Two classics.
That album's fire. I'm telling you, it's in the discussion. It's just amazing.
I didn't even need that 2007 outro that didn't make it to love that album. I think it ended incredibly.
It's
No,
a
I feel
travesty it's not
but the
on there.
final track anyway is incredible.
Yeah, no, the final track is amazing. But when
That's the best track
when
on
I
the
fa-
album.
when I
Lord.
found out about 2007, oh man,
Yeah. I wonder which sample said no.
yeah.
Sam, have you listened yet?
I've listened to it, but not to the degree that you guys have because it hasn't been out long enough. I've listened to it once.
But what about that first listen though? Because I've not listened to it as much as Fear and Kieran, I imagine. But the first listen, I was right. I've kind of told the story. It was like 4 a.m. in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I put the album on, and I think it made me pass out. You know, the first like 4 tracks was just so much.
Yeah.
the way he was rapping, but like Crack Sandwich.
Oh, Crack Sandwich is just incredible. Oh man,
That's the type of track Biggie would have.
well, you saw my comments when I was talking about Crack Sandwich. That song was just it's just too much for me.
I mean, I've jumped ahead a bit, but we'll come back to it. But first thing is Radar, right? Radar is so when Joey is saying like this holy trinity and putting himself up there with those names, that's the kind of song you want to be
Exactly,
singing.
Exactly what I'm
saying.
100%.
Because Radar is like, I'm here, I'm better than all of you. What are you gonna say? That was the vibe I got from it. You can't really test him on that song, you know.
I felt overwhelmed after listening to that.
Every track
it's just-
though on this album, he brings that level. It doesn't. I don't really feel like there's a dip in the album at all.
Oh, there's no dip.
Like rapping quality.
All this album made me think is like I need to listen to Jid a bit more because he's a technical rapper. Like he put me onto like some artists that I didn't think I'd ever want to listen to, like Kenny Mason. I went on a bit of like a rabbit hole of Kenny Mason. I was like, this guy's a really good technical rapper. Like, what the hell? Do you know what I mean? Like
Kenny Mason's cool.
That's where I kind of was left with this. And then I think there was a few attempts at like pop hits, you know, the Lil Durk song, 21 Savage song. But
They're good though. They're not like sellouts.
well, yeah, but that was my opinion of it on that listen. And it's like I'll come back to this, but I really didn't think we'd talk about it today because it's literally been out a week or two, if that.
Less 4 days.
There you go.
But this is the thing as well, and just to briefly go back is you say technician like Eminem, but the difference is Jid is giving us stories, he's given us substance and content that is I don't know, I'm not going to say relatable because it you know
It's entertaining though.
but it's entertaining, it's cinematic, it's endearing. There's songs on here that are really like empowering but also emotional. Do you know what I mean? He's giving you a lot, but also I mean, since he's been around, who flows better than Jid? Like,
I don't think you know. That's so funny that you said that. But you could even say that of like, you know, the funny like sort of what like everyone goes, who's got the best flow, and I always used to be like, oh, Nas. I'm telling you, Jid for me has got the best flow. I'm sorry, no one can. When it comes to flows, no one can touch this guy.
Since
No
he's been
one
around-
can actually touch this guy because you only need to listen to Just in Time. The way he can just easily just speed up and just make it so that transition just to change the flow like that, and he is so smooth and it's just unbelievable. It's just so nice.
What's the track where he's like rapping with the drums? Like he's so on point with the drums. I can't remember which one it is. It might be one of the early tracks. Is it Can't Punk Me? No.
Oh yeah, is it? Yeah, it is. I think it is. What with Earth Gang?
The drums are going, but
where
he's
he's
like,
and then he goes high. Yeah, that's incredible.
That's the one where you threw your phone in it.
Yeah, that's incredible. I did throw my. Oh, that's incredible.
But the way
because,
he's sorry, Phil. Go ahead.
No, just because it's the way how I felt when it goes into like I don't know if it's a bridge or the hook where it says just the energy and the way he. Like you said, with the flow he's going with the drum, it's just incredible to the point where I'm just like, what the hell am I listening to? It's just insane. But I have to mention Earth Gang on that as well. They did their thing on there as well. But Jid, the flows are just too much. They're just too much.
This is look.
Oh, and who knew that he had notes as well, man? Flipping out the singing. This guy,
I was going to say the singing.
Jesus.
Because you get them on.
I wanted more of it because when it started,
same.
it was so good, and it was in the next track after that as well.
Yeah, it was.
Like, what's the Dirk track? Is it Brother Them? Is that
I think that's the one where he sings the chorus as well.
That's where he's doing the melodies, like the almost like Smino type melodies, which are hard. But it's the one where he's singing. What's that? Oh, is that Can't Make? No, it's Cody Blue 31, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Cody Blue 31. That's the one.
Yeah, he's hitting notes on that, man. Like, he's actually a good singer. But you know what? I know it's been out a little while, but the one with Kenny Mason, the Dance Now, the way his voice changes.
But this is what I was saying. I was like, oh, who's this other guy on this song with Jid? I'm like, oh, Kenny Mason. And then when I listened to the whole album, he's on it again, but on the Wayne track. I was like, is Jid trying to push Kenny Mason into our face? Because it kind of worked. I've been listening to Kenny Mason. I've been like, damn, this guy's so technical. And then that made me go, wait, Jid is so technical. And then I was a bit like, I've had this realization over the last, 2 days, I guess? Because I listened to the album on Saturday on the way back from Sean's. Or when I got back, one of the two. I listened to it then. And then since Sunday, Monday, and today, it's been a Kenny Mason time. And I'm just a bit like, wow. I'm a bit shocked that I haven't really taken Jid in.
That's cool. Because how many? That reminds me of some other. That's just completely off the top of my head straight away. But I love that when you listen to an album and you're introduced to a new artist, to you, and then you find someone, and then who knows what's going to happen now with him, Kenny Mason, going forward. I know he's dropped some music. He's dropped at least a couple of significant projects because I've heard the name, but this might propel him to the next level now. So.
I need to have my eyes on Jid more than Kenny Mason. Kenny Mason will do what he's going to do, but it's like, I think Theo's been pushing Jid and Sean's been pushing Jid and Kieran likes Jid, but I have never really taken it in. I've listened to, there was a project you guys were talking about from like 3-4 years ago, and I was like, it's all right. But now I'm a bit like, I should pay attention. But
when I
listened to a lot in 4 days.
I realized Jid was in a good moment when I saw him on the Arcane soundtrack. He's got the opening song for that TV show, and like that's got almost 1 billion plays on Spotify now as well.
Really?
So yeah, wow. So like, and like it's just Imagine Dragons and Jid. So it's so incredible, like that he acquired a song that's got that much listens. So I'm just thinking like this is his moment, and I feel like he did deliver because hasn't this album been delayed this year as well?
Yeah, it has been delayed. Because remember, I was like chasing for this album. Yeah, it's been delayed, but then obviously I think I know why it's been delayed because they tried to clear that for 2007. They're probably fighting to try and clear that sample. Realize, we can't do it. And then it was like, right, we've got to do it without that track, which that track is unbelievable, by the way. But they just said, yeah.
The thing is, this is what I'm saying. He doesn't want to miss that moment of having that massive feature.
Exactly.
Literally, like most rappers don't get songs that big.
I'm just looking here, though, because I know there was a period, maybe earlier this year, Phil, you might remember, where I think you were getting a bit like, you were almost like losing the anticipation for the album because it was taking so long.
Yeah.
But he's actually been really prolific because, I mean, his last project was DiCaprio 2, 2018. Then you had Revenge of the Dreamers 3 the following year, which was a big album, a big, label album and whatnot. Then he did a project with Spillage Village.
Yeah, I've heard that. I listened to it.
Which I've not checked properly, but I've heard it's pretty good.
It's good. It is good.
And then you got a load of singles, like, Ballads with Conway, where there's that Conway verse where he just goes in. And then do you remember the track?
What is it? Sketchy about the Atlanta thing, which I thought is incredible. Again, his storytelling on that is unbelievable.
That was where I was like, whoa, this is leveled up. Like, this is really impressive. And like, because I didn't know about that, like what he was rapping about. I didn't know that happened. And it's a complete tragedy, what went on, and it makes your blood boil. But to be able to tell, not even the story, like to tell history through the raps as well. And exactly. Sam's talking about being introduced to a new artist, but being introduced to like a part of history that was kind of almost swept under the rug.
What are you talking about? Scatterbrain?
No, not Scatterbrain. It's called Skinny. Yeah.
Skeezy or something like that. I don't want to. Do you know about it at all? So there was I think, Theo, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not going to say names or dates because I don't know, but there was a government experiment way back where I think black people in the South or the deep South of America were being, was it injected with syphilis or something?
Yeah, injected with syphilis. Yeah. It's fucked up.
And just kind of been, was it like monitored over? It was just really fucking twisted. Really horrible.
But they lied to them. I can't remember what it was, but they told them they were injecting them with something else. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, they injected.
It was meant to be syphilis. A vaccine or some shit like that, and then they were giving them syphilis.
And that's why it's funny, because when you look at that, that's why, you know, with everything with COVID now, that's why in America you'll get a lot of the black community saying, no, I don't want the vaccine, because it stems from that sort of like,
you can understand that.
It's like, why am I going to trust the government? They could be pumping anything into my body.
Yeah, it was quite very shocking to listen to. But yeah, like I say, to put that into a rap, but then also make the song sound good, you know what I mean, like re-listenable is impressive. So yeah, the point I'm making is basically he's just been consistently dropping records or being a part of projects over the years. So, but it's finally good to see this one now, because I think this is the one that people have been really waiting on. So
he's got a lot of potential. Definitely.
We'll see how it lives. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about over the last couple of months? Drake, for instance.
Do we have to? I don't think we should.
I don't really want to. I think Drake just done what Beyonce done, but worse than before.
Well, I don't think it should have ever happened, because even though I do like the house song, the big one that's "Oh, when you're ready," like that. Why is there a need for that to be your actual album? Like, people are waiting for you to rap, and then you just throw Jimmy Crooks on the end.
It's just wasteful.
Oh no, I was going to touch on that. That's why I think he's trolling it. That's what annoyed me the most. If it was just that album with all those house tracks, then maybe I'm coming away from it thinking, you're trying a new lane, you're touching onto that, you're doing something else. But why have you added Jimmy Crooks at the end? And the track is and it just frustrates me, because I just know he can do this, and it's like, I'm just going to release like a house album and just chuck this track at the end just to piss people off, because I think that's what he was just trying to do. But anyway, I don't know.
So, I mean, I think you might remember my kind of first reaction to it. I was a bit pissed off, but now I don't really care. It's kind of just, it's almost like how I describe Ed Sheeran's music, where it's just incredibly middle of the road. Do you know what I mean? It's just like kind of bang average house music. And I guess the difference is with this one is that usually Drake gives you like a variety of different sounds and flavors, whereas this one he's kind of near enough honed in on a particular sound. But I have a question, because I'm trying to look it up now to see if he is, but is he involved in Beyonce's album at all? Like, does he have songwriting credits? Has he got a feature?
He wrote one of the songs, and it sounds so much better when Beyonce sings it than when he does.
I have a theory.
A Stellar A theory.
That I think possibly Drake, clearly was involved in the process of Beyonce's album, heard that this was the sound coming, and maybe got in there first to kind of hop on this new wave.
He got it wrong.
He got a couple. To me, he got
Beyonce
at least two good songs out of the
soloed
album.
on that track. She didn't show him the full song, because he did something completely.
I know.
Off.
Look, I know. I think he's saying that he just wanted to do what he wanted to do and do something different. I think a lot of people feel that Drake is just in a place where he can do what he wants, and it's almost like arrogance. Like, I can just put this out.
I don't know if that's right. Personally,
I think this was more tactical. I think that he's thinking the sound of like our space might be changing and going in this direction, going in the house dance lane, and try to get in there. If that makes sense.
I think he's following the cycle of music.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. He just like Kieran was saying, he just executed it horribly wrong, because I think that is the sound going forward. But he just, I don't know.
If he's Drake and his team are clever, right? They know what they're doing, and I think that I really do think that's what's happened here. I mean, like I said, now that I've not really listened to it since. I've listened to it maybe 2 or 3 times.
You've heard the song though. You've heard Massive
fine.
Everywhere.
Yeah. It's complete. Like, to me, it's completely fine background music. Do you know what I mean? If it was playing like in a bar, you're cool with it. But it's just middle of the road. You know what I mean? It's here nor there. Like, it's not good. It's not bad.
He's early to the cycle of music, because if you think about it, mid 2000s was all bands. Then it became kind of housey, but then rap, and then rap and housey. Then we got a bit lost. And then 2015, 2016, maybe even 2017, you had people like XXXTentacion or whatever, however the fuck you say his name, and Juice WRLD that were doing all these kind of like rock songs, but with a bit of rap in it. And it's like, maybe we're going back to dance again, and then we'll come back to like rap again. I don't know, but I think he's just trying to preempt the wave. But it's like, realistically, I didn't want to hear this from Drake ever. Like, even though it's not,
it's better just to put music out that's good, not just like trend ride on trends.
But it takes us back to what Sean's always said, and I think what Sean will always continue to say is Drake is a pop act. He's a culture vulture. You know, he's
not a trendsetter though.
Yeah,
at all.
Exactly. So I think that's just what I have to say on that. And Beyonce's album, I refuse to listen to it, but I've heard it everywhere. She's trying to break my soul. For those that haven't heard it, that's a reference from the album.
Daisy wrote a few of the raps on that.
She's rapping on that.
Yeah, she's rapping on a lot of the tunes.
On it. Yeah,
more than Drake rapped on his own album. That's shocking.
She raps good on it though. You know, it's really impressive.
I mean, I've only heard Beyonce's album once, but I actually quite enjoyed it. I need to go back to it.
There's a lot of scandal around that.
What?
Yeah, because the whole Khalees thing, wasn't it? The sample for that.
It was mine. Yeah. Khalees just got upset.
Khalees doesn't even own any of the rights to that song. So it's a bit weird, isn't it?
I feel like maybe Beyonce has executed it well, and I'm gonna try and sit with it at some point and really.
It's arguably the album of the year, other than Mr. Morale.
Dawn FM.
Any genre.
Yeah, Dawn FM. You keep forgetting that. At the
I'm still kind of stuck on Sick. You guys forget because it was so early in the year. Sick is my album of the year right now. Still.
Who?
Earl Sweatshirt.
Oh my god.
What did you say?
Sick.
Tick.
Sick with an S. Fucking hell, man.
Oh, I'm like, what is tick? Like, what?
You man are bugging. You man are
sick. Okay.
Fair enough, to be honest.
Yeah, it's still
for you, Sam.
Free to me. Free. Yeah, I've got it in my top 3.
But curious, so you were saying,
but not least.
Oh no, sorry, Sean, go on. Sorry.
And what were you gonna say? Go on.
I was just gonna say you lot are just moving brazy, but anyway, continue.
No, I'm with you on L. I'm with you.
Say who? Like, what was it? I'm gonna. I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna snip out. I swear, Kieran gave the album like a 9.6 or something crazy like that.
You could have been clearer. I didn't know what you were saying.
Nah, you're both haters. It's all right.
Last but not least, did the stands in the group want to comment on Logic's return?
Yeah, man.
He's definitely back.
No, yeah, he came back, man. He came back with a bang. That's all I need to say, man. That's just
every tune.
It just banged. I'm sorry, he was going off.
Are we gonna see it in your top 10?
I don't. It might make an appearance. I'm not. I can't lie. The wet Sean's face is something else. Honestly, no. Logic came back and he did his thing, man. I'm saying it as it is, man, because
I'm a fan of some of Logic stuff. Yeah. Personally,
it was good. I can't front and say I didn't like it. I was bumping that album, still bumping that album, and yeah, it was Russ who was on it before. On what is it? Was it what's the track called? Therapy, or I've got that wrong. Anyway, he does his song. Yeah. So he does his song on Therapy Music. He does his thing on that as well. So it's a good body of work. If people don't fuck with it, people don't fuck with it. I fuck with it.
I'm not.
By people, I think he's referring to me and you, Sean. And just for clarity, that album's not good, and it's still Logic, so it's never going to be that good.
Listen, I'm going to keep saying what I said, which I always say about Logic is he is a good rapper that sometimes raps over good beats, but again, doesn't particularly say anything of interest. And for me, it just felt like I checked it out once and
I don't think that's a true comment at all. He does say interesting things. A lot of the time he does. Sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's what you're focusing on.
I guess it's subjective, but for me, the majority of the bars I hear from Logic are him rapping about how good he is at rapping or like about other rappers or his influence. Like, and then when he does give us something that's a bit more personal or introspective, it's always surface level. And that's fine. Like if that's what he wants to do, then fair enough. But I just never, the reason why we were getting so hyped up about the likes of Jid is because he gives you something.
Yeah, I hear that.
Really tangible. Whereas with Logic, it's very surface level. So I'm not mad at you saying it's good because it sounds fine. It sounds good. I'll give you that. But it's just, if I'm trying to deep an album, Logic, it doesn't suck me in with Logic. But look, it's
the background listening album. I hear that.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I think that's kind of a wrap, really. I know there's been other releases and whatnot. Like we said at the top, we're although you wouldn't have noticed by the way we were releasing stuff, but we're back now and we've got some things ready and lined up that we're hoping to bring to you soon. If there's any albums that we missed, any topics and whatnot over the last couple of months, hit us up on the Discord, comment on YouTube. We want to encourage people more to speak to us, because we enjoyed that. Whenever we've had it, which has been very rare, we've enjoyed it. So please get in contact. Give us your suggestions. Tell us we're wrong, whatever. And yeah, looking forward to the next slate of releases.
Hold up, no chaser.
Hey, it's your boy Theo, and thanks for listening to the Grey Area Podcast. Now, go over and check the Discord. We got loads of different playlists for you guys to check out. And most importantly of all, we want to hear from our community. So go over and check it out. You might get a free seasoning pack. Peace.